Hey everyone, what I'd like to do in this video is show you what's inside this packet. What's inside this packet is from a company called Ulanzi. This is not what I'm reviewing, that's a mobile phone holder. What I'm reviewing is the Ulanzi PT-3. This is a cold shoe bracket, $12.95 in the USA, £12.95 in the UK. We just exchanged the dollar sign for the pound sign. And you can see what it's all about there. It's got two tripod threads and there is a cold shoe mount that I can place a microphone or a light or something at the left, right, or at the bottom. Very, very useful. I've used a lot of brackets in the past. I've did some videos in the past showing you how to connect, you know, an audio recorder to an RX100, things like that. But what I'll be buying this for, well, what I bought this for, sorry, is for this. This is my gimbal, and you can see I'm using an L bracket just now to attach my microphone. It works, but I'm hoping this will be a lot better. So here is the Ulanzi triple cold shoe mount, and the box is damaged. Boo! I don't like when that happens. Kind of irrelevant, I guess, but yeah, let's get this open. So very, very basic. No instructions, no leaflet, no nothing. It's just the bracket, and then there's the cold shoe mount. So the real test now is seeing how this performs in my gimbal. So I'm going to put it on and I'm going to see what this is like. But before I do, I'll just give you a close-up of the bracket. There's the main part of the bracket, and very similar to, you know, the actual tripod thread screws are very similar to the L bracket I've got. They look the exact same, pretty much. And then there's the cold shoe mount. If I can get it the right way. So there it is there. Tripod thread at the bottom, and the cold shoe left and right. So now I have the Ulanzi, I'm not sure. The triple cold shoe mount is on, and you can see that I really do have a smaller footprint now. Before I was using this larger L bracket with a hot shoe mount at the side, cold shoe mount, sorry. I always get those mixed up. And yeah, I've got it set up now. Now before I had it like this, and basically the microphone was on the other side. Ideally, that would probably be better, simply because, you know, the microphone's kind of going from one side to the other here. It kind of pulls the phone down a little because of that. But what I've got here now is a much smaller footprint. If I turn this on, yeah, this is a lot better. It's a lot smaller, I'm carrying a little less weight. Not a huge amount. It's not like these brackets are super heavy, but the overall size and weight and, you know, everything's just a little bit smaller, a little bit kind of tighter in. I think that overall this is without doubt a better setup for my camera. Now, whether this bracket here is right for you, well, it really will depend on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to use the bracket with. You know, for larger cameras, maybe this isn't ideal because it is quite small, the bracket. If I look over here for the size, so in the absence of any information about the size of this thing on the Amazon sales page, I can tell you that it's about, what's that, about 2 centimeters there by about 10.5 centimeters. So 10.5 centimeters, you're talking, what's that, about 4¼ inches, something like 4¼ inches. So it is a much smaller footprint. Yeah, it's tiny, absolutely tiny. So this might be too small for a larger camera like this. You probably have to go for a larger bracket. But if you've got something, maybe something small like the RX100 or something like that, maybe that will be enough. You know, it's about 10.5, if I can get this, it's about 10.5 centimeters, but actually between the two tripod threads, if I go to, you know, from the cold shoe mount to the actual start of the tripod thread there, you've maybe got about 5 or 6 centimeters to work with. Isn't a huge amount. You know, it will depend on where your tripod thread is on your camera. You might not have a lot of room, but for what I'm using it for here, at the very bottom of a device, at the bottom of a gimbal, if you point it out to the side, it should be okay. So you can see it there. You can see that I've got the microphone here just facing me. Previously, I had the hot shoe at the side, but now I've got it facing me. But if I feel that this is getting in the way, what I could do is take it out and I could put it here on this side. So, oh, come on. This is so hard to do one-handed. So if I wanted to, if I felt that my hand was getting in the way there, I can put it onto the other side. It works well like that. So there it's there. This is the Ulanzi PT-3 bracket. If you actually look at the plastic, if you actually look at what you're getting, $12.95 is a ridiculous amount of money, really £12.95. I'm sure there are some cheaper alternatives from China, but I saw this on Amazon. I saw it on Amazon and I thought, yeah, that's going to solve a major problem for me. So I think this is a major improvement over a larger L bracket. So if you've got a gimbal and you're looking for a small bracket to attach your microphone, I really do think this is one of the best options out there. Before I go, let's try one more thing. This gimbal, the Moza Mini Me that I've got here, has actually got tripod threads at the top and bottom of the smartphone grip. Now that isn't really practical because of calibration, but it does have a tripod thread at the back. So whilst we're here, let's try it out and let's see if this attaches to the back tripod thread here. So now I have the bracket on the back tripod thread and it's actually not too bad. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. When I did a video about attaching this bracket for a gimbal and showing you how to attach an external microphone, when I used this L bracket, I did find that when you put it on the side here, because of the weight of the bracket and of the weight of the microphone, I found that it kind of drifted down like that. Just, the weight of everything was pulling it down. This one, as long as you tighten it, you really do have to tighten it up there. But as long as that's tight, it should be okay. I'm using it, if I use it like that, you can see that it's working okay. I'm using the gimbal. Now, at this point, what I need to do is, do some tests. I need to see if this was getting in the shot, because if I can do the selfie camera, one of the concerns, right, I'll move this around. Can you guys see this now? One of the concerns is obviously when you move it around, can you see that? In certain positions, the microphone might get caught in the shot. Now, that could happen even if you put it at the bottom. If you're holding the gimbal and it's horizontal, you could actually catch it in the gimbal. You might actually catch it in the shot as well, even if the microphone is lower down. But this is something you're going to have to test. If you're using this bracket for a gimbal and you want to use this on, for example, the Moza Mini Me, if you have it lower down, I think there's always the risk of it getting caught in the shot more. Certainly if you're doing, these kind of, using these kind of shots where you've got it almost horizontal. But I don't know. I'm going to have to try both of them and see what they're like. Yeah, I like the fact this is so out the way. When it's kind of upright, when it's vertical, it's maybe more in your line. But at the side here, it's really out the way. Yeah, fantastic. It's not something I need to worry about. I have both options and it takes me just a few seconds to switch from one tripod thread to the other. So this has been a look at the Ulanzi, Ulanzi, triple cold shoe mount. As far as cameras go, check whether it's the same size. I think this could be too small for certain cameras, but if you've got a gimbal, this is goddamn excellent. I would highly recommend this. The cold shoe mount is quite versatile as far as, putting it in a few different positions. And yeah, it doesn't create a lot of weight. It's fairly close to your whole setup, in order to improve the audio. So if you've got a smartphone gimbal or even a gimbal for a camera, whatever, I could highly recommend this. I really could. I highly recommend it. That's my final result on that, my final score, my final review. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Check it out if you're looking for something like this. Until next time, take care.